That's some fresh water.
I choose to believe the Bible because it's a reliable collection of historical documents written by eyewitnesses during the lifetime of other eyewitnesses. They report supernatural events that took place in fulfillment of specific prophecies and claim that their writings are divine rather than human in origin.
Based.
Shiite here is an ex-Muslim, and so under Islamic law, as it's traditionally and classically formulated, he would be put to death. Muhammad said, anybody who changes his religion, kill him. And it's still the position of all of the schools of Islamic jurisprudence, Sunni and Shia, that the apostate should be put to death.
Do you believe I should be put to death?
I believe that the punishment for apostasy in a correct Islamic state is death. I believe that that's the correct... Let me finish. Let me just respond, sir. I believe that that is the correct punishment which has been revealed by God both in the Quran and the Bible. And for Robert to turn around
I asked you...
Let me finish.
I asked you, do you believe I should be killed today?
And I answered you, sir.
Yes or no?
I answered you.
Yes or no?
I answered you.
I think you said yes.
You want me to
Yeah,
I said...
Yeah, you answered me.
In a proper Islamic jurisdiction, an Islamic nation, all of the laws of Islam and the Sharia, as revealed by God, should be applied.
So if we were in that kind of state, would you do it?
Including
I'm not the one that executes
with proper due process, with a proper court hearing, just like any nation of laws. The laws of the Sharia should be applied, including the death penalty for not only apostates, but also blasphemers.
You didn't answer me, yes or no?
We did answer
Yes,
you.
we did answer.
Yeah, so I should be killed.
We did answer.
I deserve to be killed because I left Islam and became a Christian.
According to Islamic law, an apostate like you would be killed, yes.
Okay.
The idea is that everyone is born a Muslim. You are changed to become an apostate either by your parents or by your culture. So people who convert to Islam, if you read between the lines, they don't use the word conversion, they use the word reversion. I'm a revert, I'm a Muslim revert. And that's because the idea is you were actually born a Muslim. Everybody is a Muslim. And so you, by nature of not following Islam, you're an apostate. Now, this is the justification that some extremist groups use for killing innocent people. Well, there are already apostates. Sharia law says apostates must be put to death. Therefore, there's no such thing as an innocent person. You're an apostate whether you realize it or not.
You converted from Christianity to Islam. Your life is not under threat here in the U.S. I converted from Islam to Christianity. My life is under death. That's the difference between Christianity and Islam.
Is that the truth? That's the truth. Is that the truth? That's the truth. That's right. That's right.
Always be ready to share a reason for the hope that lies within you. And the first time I met a Christian who was ready with that was in college. So I've already decimated the faith of a lot of people going up to college. And then I get to college, very confident in myself, and I meet a friend. Now, this friend and I were out on a public speaking and debate tournament, and we were sharing a room together, and I saw him one night reading the Bible. And I thought, okay, this will be fun. Let's take down another Christian. It'll be amusing. And so I look at my friend, his name was David. I said, David, do you realize that book you're reading is not trustworthy? It's been corrupted over time. And he's reading his Bible and he closes it and he says, go on.
Based.
Which should have been a sign for me that this wasn't going to go my way, but I just kept going. And I said, David, Jesus spoke Aramaic, did he not? And then the earliest church was in Palestine, it was in Jerusalem, it was in Israel, so they must have spoken Hebrew. But by the time the New Testament's written, it's written in Greek. So you have a translation of Jesus' words before it's ever written down. And then the New Testament that lasted the longest period of time in the church was not actually in Greek, it was in Latin. So you have another translation, then it's in Latin for 1,000 years before it comes into German, and from German it goes into English, and that's where we get the KJV. It's a translation of a translation of a translation of a translation of a translation, which is why you have the KJV, the NIV, the ESV, the NASB, the who knows what V. You got so many versions of the Bible, how can I know which one's actually the Word of God? Now that had worked on many Christians, and I was ready for him to crumple under the weight of my argumentation. But David looked at me and he said, Nabil, let me ask you a question. Just a few minutes ago, I heard you speaking to your mom on the phone. Was that in English? I said, no. And he said, but when you told me what she said, you told me in English. Was that a corrupted translation?
Debased.
No. He said, Nabil, when you are multilingual, you can take a message that's given in one language and accurately translate that message into another language, and you've preserved the message. And that's exactly what the disciples did. They're able to listen to Jesus, whatever language Jesus spoke, and write it in Greek. And of that Greek New Testament manuscript, we have in our possession over 6,000 copies today. And he said, Nabil, if we didn't have any one of those copies, we have in our possession over 10,000 Latin, Coptic, and Syriac translations of the early Greek New Testament manuscripts. And he said, if we didn't have any of those translations, we have over 30,000 quotations of the New Testament from the early church fathers, with which we can reconstruct virtually the entire New Testament many times over again. Nabil, we know with certainty the message of the original New Testament.
Is that the truth? That's the truth. Is that the truth? That's the truth. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, well, but then we know that there's the whole overzealous monk theory, right? And that it's these monks and it's this Constantine guy. Again, that's more Dan Brown than it is, okay? That's Da Vinci Code, that's the movies. That's not actual history. But even if we were to go there, okay, there's a few problems. Number one, there's a manuscript problem, and there's 6,000 Greek manuscripts or portions of manuscripts. So if we have these, monks during the time of Constantine who are going to go back and who are going to change the New Testament, they would have to find 6,000 Greek manuscripts and portions of manuscripts, change them all the exact same way, don't show your ink work, don't get caught, never tell anybody what you did. There's a second layer of problem. Jesus said, go and make disciples of pantata ethne, every people group, every ethnic group, right? Problem with people groups is they speak different languages. So within the first couple of centuries, the New Testament is translated into Syriac, Coptic, and Latin. So now your overzealous monks during the time of Constantine have to go find 6,000 manuscripts, change them all the exact same way, don't show your ink work, don't get caught, don't tell anybody what you did. Then learn how to lie in Syriac, Coptic, and Latin, as well as you lie in Greek, because if you don't, there's going to be a problem, because now the Greek manuscripts won't match the translations into these other languages. So you got to change those, right? And then again, don't show your ink work, don't get caught, don't tell anybody. There's a third layer of problem. The early church fathers. The early church fathers had this horrible habit of quoting and writing commentaries on the New Testament. So much so that if all we had were the writings of the early church fathers, we would be able to reproduce the New Testament all but 11 verses. So now, our overzealous monks have to find 6,000 Greek manuscripts, lie, don't show your ink work, don't get caught, don't tell anybody what you did. Learn how to lie in Syriac, Coptic, and Latin as well as you lie in Greek. Go get all those things from around the world. Make sure your lies match, get them back. Don't tell anybody what you did. Find all of the writings of the early church fathers and make sure that their commentaries now match all the lies that you told in Syriac, Coptic, Latin, and Greek. That's fantasy.
Those who hope in me will not be disappointed. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light.
They're going to say please and thank you to me.
This is the verdict. Light has come into the world, but people loved darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil. I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life.